Hey YouTube, Gallagher123123 back with a blast from the past for you all this time. Over the years we've done a number of videos on Daisy talking book players, of course including the Victor Reader Stream and the Plex Talk Pocket, and all those interesting devices. And of course I was very excited to bring you all an unboxing of the 3rd generation Victor Reader Stream when that became available in February. In February, I also did a video though taking a look at my assistive technology history collection. And of course, in that collection, I do have one of the first portable Daisy talking book players for the blind. That being the APH bookport. Now, I actually did do a review of this back in 2012, but in all honesty, even I admit, it was a horrible video. So I thought it was time that we kind of revisit this and I give it more of a proper review and tour. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'll first give a little bit of history to the best of my ability. I'm not an expert on AT history. I mean, I tracked down as much as I could, but there are still a few things I'm not sure of. This device came out in, I believe, 2002 or 2003. And I believe it's based on hardware for a device called the Book Courier, which was sold around the same time, but it was quite different in the way it operated. Sort of similar to this device's successor. So this was sold from about 2002 or 3 up until about 2008. And I think what led kind of to the end of the original bookport was this device, HumanWare's first generation of the Victor Reader Stream. This device, of course, being quite a bit smaller compared to the bookport, had better text-to-speech on board, but the big thing was that this Victor Reader Stream could play the new talking books from the National Library Service. The new digital books were just launching in a pilot program when the Victor Reader Stream came out in 2007. And the bookport wasn't really able to offer that, at least not yet. So I think, this is just me kind of guessing based on the timeline, that I'm sure the Victor Reader Stream might have had something to do potentially with the bookport going away. But nevertheless, we do have a bookport here to look at. So let's take a look at the hardware first of all. So on the front of it, of course the front face of the player, the first thing we feel actually is a numeric keypad with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and *0#. Then we have a row of 6 additional keys, which are lettered A, B, C, D, E, F. And these do different things depending on where you are and how you hold them down. So then on the top, you have 2 things. You have a headphone jack and a USB port. Now I believe this is USB 1, so it is a bit of a slower port. On the left side, we have nothing. And on the right side, we have a compact flash card slot. And this uses the Type 1 compact flash card. I'm not even sure what size card is even in here, to be honest with you. And then on the back, we have a belt clip as well as the battery compartment for 2 AA batteries. So let me just reassemble this battery door. There we go. And that's it. Those are all the controls. Now, this does not have a built-in speaker. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this little Anchor Icon Mini speaker, which we discussed a little bit of actually in the video where I looked at Bluetooth on the Stream 3. this is one of the devices I did pair the Stream 3 with. But it also does have an auxiliary port, so I'll go ahead and just plug in a patch cable, essentially, to the headphone jack on the book port. There we go, we should be all set now. And right now, the book port's keypad is locked. I'll just verify that by pressing a key. Yep, so what I'm going to do is press the 1 and 3 keys together to unlock.
Unlocked.
And it did say unlocked. Now, I should probably give a bit of context on the voice that you'll be hearing. This book port uses the double talk voices. This was an old synthesizer that was popular, I'd say, in the 90s and early 2000s. Some other devices that had double talk chips in them include the enabling technologies Braille embossers, the newer Braille Light Millennium series from Freedom Scientific, and of course there were cards available for your computer and things like that. So double talk was quite common, and it is what we have on the book port. It's a bit more robotic, but I quite like it. So let's go ahead and take a look. Now, bit of fair warning, the content I have on here is not the greatest. A lot of it is material for kind of a younger audience, and the last time I was really able to transfer books onto this thing was, well, quite a while back, and it looks like there is an issue. I don't know if it's a Windows 11 issue or if there's something else going on. I do have a copy of the bookport transfer software installed on a computer, but it would not allow me to transfer any content. It kept giving me errors, so I'm not sure if that's a Windows 11 issue or what was happening there. So unfortunately, I'm kind of stuck with the content that I transferred, probably 7 years ago at this point. And they were mostly books that I'd read that I was just curious to hear how double talk would sound reading them. So I do apologize for the content that we might find on here, but I think this will still give you a sense of it. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn the volume up. Interesting thing too, there is no power button on the book port. The book port would go to sleep after about 10 seconds of not pressing a key. So I'll go ahead and adjust the volume, and to do that we use the F key, and that is the bottom right key on the keypad.
Louder, louder, louder.
I think let's turn down one more. So go to D.
Softer.
The D key. Now you're going to hear in a second a beep. There we go. And that means the book port has gone to sleep. But pressing any key will wake it up, and it wakes up instantly. Let's see where we are. Press 2, which is the play key.
Bookport users manual, bookport and bookport transfer users manual.
Okay, I'll stop that. We'll let this read in a second. So I have open a copy of the bookport user's manual. Let's go ahead and let this read so I can give you a sense of what it sounds like.
Copyright 2002-2006 American Printing House for the Blind. Incorporated 2006.04.19 Overview. Bookport is a portable device that reads electronic books, takes notes, and plays audio files. Blind students and professionals find that its combination of synthetic speech and digital audio capabilities makes Bookport the perfect tool for nearly any reading need. I probably should slow this down just a little bit. That is the default rate that it comes up with when you put batteries in, but I'll slow it down by 2. Slower, slower.
And I did that by using the A key. Let's try this now.
Need. Measuring only 2.75 by 4.75 by 1 inches, its small size, large storage capacity, and battery operation and low power consumption make it the perfect handheld device to take reading with you wherever you go. Bookport features its own high-quality text-to-speech synthesizer for reading electronic text and web pages, and it plays digital audio files such as MP3, Audible.com, and digital talking books. Bookport contains state-of-the-art hardware such as a universal serial bus connector, USB, to make the connection between the device and your PC as simple as possible, and a compact flash card slot for removable mass storage. It contains a built-in microphone and supporting hardware to let you record and play back your own memos on the device. Bookport features its own date and time clock, multiple alarms, and a sleep timer that automatically turns off the unit after a predetermined amount of time in case you fall asleep while reading. Combine these features with its note-taking capabilities, and you'll find it a tool you never want to be without. Advanced software, the software that comes with Bookport Mate.
So I'll press 2 again to stop it. Now, the interesting thing too is they decided not to have like a navigation menu. So on devices like the Bookport Plus, or even the Stream, we could press 8, for instance, or on a Plextop Pocket, use the up and down arrows to move through our options like level 1, level 2, level 3. But what they've decided to do here is you hold down 2 keys to move through. So I think level 1 seems to use the 6 and 9 keys. So if we press those, we should start moving by like main headings here.
How it works.
Yep.
Flexible navigation. Simple connection to PC. Removable media. Power.
Oops.
Supported file types. System requirements.
So if we want to read system requirements, I could press 2.
System requirements. Bookport requires the following.
And I think I can use the 4 and 6 keys.
Minimal. System. PC. With USB. Connections. Windows. Me. 2000. XP. Or later. CD-ROM. CD-ROM.
I can press 5 to hear the current word.
CD-ROM. CD-ROM.
Now what's interesting with double talk too is it's not saying it quite the same way each time as I press it.
CD-ROM. CD-ROM. CD-ROM.
I'm not sure if you can hear that, but that's kind of cool. Now, let's see, if we press and hold
CD-ROM.
5, it'll spell it for us. So that's pretty cool.
Drive. D-R-I-V-E.
And now I believe if we used, so that was 6 and 9, let's try 9 and pound, I guess this would be.
About this manual. E commands. Help and exit help. E. Email list. How to install this software. Warranty.
Okay, here's something about warranty. Let's see.
Warranty seller warrants to the buyer that the products itself will be free from defects in material.
Okay, so it is reading.
Contents of the package.
Now I used 6 and 9 to go back by like, I'm guessing that's like level 1. Now we could use 4 and 7 to go the other direction, to go backwards.
Warranty. How to install this software. About this manual. System requirements. Supported file types. Power. Removable media. Simple connection to PC. Flexible navigation.
There we go. So that's the bit we used the manual for to get a sense of navigation. Now, to change what we're listening to, we simply use a star and pound. Pound moves forward, star moves back. So if I press pound,
Double Fudge.
because I have a copy of Judy Blume's Double Fudge.
The Secret Garden.
Secret Garden, that's a classic book from about 1912. Let's see what else I have. I believe I have a college textbook here that we can use.
Summer of my German.
Let's see. Some of these are not reading titles for some reason.
Just enough programming logic and design.
So this is actually a college textbook I just decided to load on here for the fun of it. So similarly, let's go to the beginning of this book by pressing and holding the 1 key.
Beginning of file, just enough programming logic and design.
And it tells us that we're at the beginning of file. Let's press 2 to read.
Just enough programming logic and design. Joyce Farrell. Notice this accessible media has been made available to people with bona fide disabilities that affect reading.
That should be familiar.
Tells you about restrictions on the use of this accessible media, which could be a book, a periodical, or other content. Copyright notice title, Just Enough Programming Logic and Design. Author, Joyce Farrell. Copyright 2013 by Course Technology. Syncage Learning. This notice is not part of the copyright.
So that's the notice, of course. We can press 6 and 9.
Limitation of liability, indemnity by user. Permitted use.
Sorry guys, I don't know why it's banging like that. I think maybe it's in a bit of an awkward angle when I have the cord connected, so I do apologize that's happening.
Book quality. Second edition. Just enough programming logic. Brief contents. Contents. Preface. Features. Assessment. Chapter 1. An overview of computers and logic.
So this is a computer science entry-level textbook.
Chapter 1, an overview of computers and logic. Explain computer components and operations. Discuss steps involved in the programming process. Use pseudocode statements and flowchart symbols. Use and name variables and constants. Explain data types and declare variables. And program by using sentinel values. Discuss the evolution of programming techniques to understanding computer components and operations, hardware and software.
Now what's cool is that we can, of course, navigate that very easily. Could move by subsection with 9 and pound.
Understanding the problem. Understanding the problem. Professional computer programmers write programs to satisfy the needs of others. Examples could include a human resources department that needs a printed list of all in.
Now, we could also do some more navigation, like a go to page feature, but the way they've implemented it on the book port is a bit different than how it was on newer players. So we actually need to go into the menu to do this. And to do that, we press the 0 key.
Set date and time.
First option is set date and time, but if I press 8,
page number 21.
We're on page 21. If I press 5 to select this option,
go to page.
And I will type 82.
82.
And press the pound key.
Reading keypad.
Now we're back in what it calls the reading keypad.
67 start declarations.
Now, I've noticed it's not 100%. I think it tries to approximate it a bit.
String name num hours worked num rate num pay num hours in WK equals 40 num overtime rate equals 1.5 input name.
That sounds like some example of a program. Let's try one more.
Page number 82.
And what's cool is that it's saying it's page 82, but it's not totally.
Go to page.
Let's try 144.
144.
Press pound.
Reading keypad. 129 caption figure 414 typical execution of pay rate projection program. The program in figure 413 works correctly. However, it is a little inefficient. The user enters his pay rate and hours worked once at the beginning of the program, and at that.
So there we have it. And we can also just press again star. What's cool is if we're reading, but we press star to move to the previous book.
Covered. Up until then, life had seemed to be stopped in a holding pattern like a frame of a broken movie reel. Now, abruptly, the film was running at triple speed, and in one brief moment we were jerked into frantic motion.
Not sure what book that is.
She just wasn't ugly to me anymore, but I was the one who was changing. I got an uncle like that. Uncle Ugly. Intensely Alice Phyllis Reynolds. Accessible media has been made. When I saw him rounding a corner. But at lunchtime he came looking for me in the cafeteria, and I'll have to admit, fierce. 162 It was the Father's Day present. Near the shoulder, when the tarts were divided among 10 girls you just got enough.
So here's the other Green Gables.
The way Anne and Diana went to school was a pretty one. And thought those walks to and from school with Diana couldn't be improved upon even by imagination. Going around by the main road would have been so unromantic, but to go by Lover's Lane and Willomer and Violet Vale and the Birch Path was romantic, if ever anything was. Lover's Lane opened out below the orchard at Green Gables and stretched far up into the woods to the end of the Cuthbert farm. It was the way by which the cows were taken to the back pasture and the Woodhall home in winter. And had named it Lover's Lane before she had been a month at Green Gables. Not that lovers ever really walk there, she explained to Marilla, but Diana and I are reading a perfectly magnificent book and there's a Lover's Lane in it.
So that's a bit of what Double Talk sounds like reading. I actually quite like how this sounds. Why don't we take another quick look at the menu, and I'll show you the other Double Talk voices. Again, that double beep you're hearing is the book port going to sleep.
Page number 172.
So it remembers the last place you were in the menu, so that's kind of interesting. So let's press 8 to keep going through this, because of course set date and time is the first option. So let's press 8.
Sleep timer 30.
Here you can change your sleep timer. We just use 4 and 6 to do that.
Sleep timer 25. Sleep timer 20. Sleep timer 15. Sleep timer 10. Sleep timer 5. Sleep timer 0. Sleep timer 0. Sleep timer 0.
Okay, so it's off. It just says 0. Let's see how long we can set it for.
Sleep timer 55. Sleep timer 60. Sleep timer 60.
Okay, so an hour is the longest. Very similar to the stream, actually.
Sleep timer 55. Sleep timer 30.
Put it back on 30. And let's see what else is here. Press 8.
Minutes spoken 48.
So that tells you how many minutes the device has been reading or speaking since you last installed batteries. That's helpful to know.
Sensitivity, 15.
Sensitivity, I believe, is how long you have to hold down a key for it to, like, do the action that's assigned to it. 15 is default, so I've just left it.
Punctuation, some with numbers.
You have options for punctuation.
Most with numbers.
Some with numbers, most with numbers.
All space with space numbers.
All space with space numbers.
None.
None.
All space with space most with numbers. Some with numbers. None with numbers. All. Most. Some.
So
Most. All. None with numbers. Some with numbers.
with numbers means it says things like 10, 25, 30 instead of 10, 25, 30.
Voice, precise beat.
But here's the fun stuff. Here's the voices we can do. So this is Precise Pete. He's the default on the book port.
Ricochet Randy.
Ricochet Randy.
Punctuation, some with numbers. Sensitivity, 15. Minutes spoken, 48. Sleep timer, 30. Minutes spoken, 48. Sensitivity, 15. Punctuation, some with numbers. Voice, Ricochet Randy. Biff.
Here's one they call Biff.
Punctuation, sensitivity, 15. Punctuation, some with numbers. Voice, Biff. Skip.
Skip, I used to kind of like this one.
Punctuation, some with numbers. Sensitivity, 15. Punctuation, some with numbers. Voice, skip. Pitch, 15. Voice, skip. Robo Robert.
Here's Robo Robert.
Punctuation, some with numbers. Voice, Robo Robert. Perfect Paul.
Perfect Paul is the one I like, and I think a lot of devices that use double talk kind of make him the default.
Punctuation, some with numbers. Sensitivity, 15. Minutes spoken, 48. Sensitive punctuation, some with numbers.
I'll actually leave the menu for a minute and let him read. So I'll press 0 to do that.
Reading keypad. It. So we want to have one, too. And it's a very pretty name, don't you think? So romantic. We can imagine the lovers into it, you know. I like that name because you can think out loud there without people calling you crazy.
So he sounds pretty good.
Punctuation, some with numbers.
Just went back into the menu at 0.
Voice, perfect Paul. Vader.
Vader.
Pitch, voice, Vader. Pitch, 10. Voice, punctuation, some with numbers. Sensitivity, 15. Punctual voice, Vader. Big Bob.
Here's Big Bob.
Pitch, 40. Speed, 2. Volume, 42. Alarms enabled, yes.
I'll go back to those items in a minute.
Big Bob. Precise Pete.
Well, actually, we'll go back to them now, because here we're back on Precise Pete.
Pitch, 60.
So we can adjust the pitch of the voices here.
Lower, lower, lower. Speed, 2. Pitch, 57. Higher, higher, higher. Speed, pitch, 60. Higher, 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 higher. Speed, 2. Pitch, 68. Higher. Speed, 2. Volume, 42. Speed, pitch, voice, precise beat. Punctuation, some with numbers. Sensitivity, 15. Punctuate voice, precise beat, pitch, 70. Low, 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 lower, lower. Speed, pitch, 63. Lower, lower, lower. Speed, pitch, 60.
Perfect. So now we also have
Speed, 2.
options for speed, and I think it goes from 0 to 9. Default is 4.
Faster, faster.
I'm pressing 6 to adjust these.
Volume, 42. Speed, 4. Pitch, 60. Speed, 4.
Put it back to 2. I'll press 4 twice.
Slower, slower.
There we go.
Volume, 42.
We have similar setting for the volume.
Alarms enabled, yes.
Alarms, we can do alarms, and I will actually demonstrate that.
Frequency, 6.
Voice frequency.
Lower, lower, lower. Spanish, no. Frequency, 3. Higher, 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 highest. Spanish, no. Frequency, 9. Lower, lower, lower. Alarms at frequency, 6.
So that's what some of these voice settings do. Let's see what this is here.
Spanish, no.
Spanish, if this document that we're reading was in Spanish, we could say yes. And it would apply Spanish pronunciation there.
Kieco, yes.
Kieco, yes.
Kieco, no. Kieco, yes.
Yes or no, and you just press 6 to change these.
Audio seek time, 2.
Audio seek time, 2 seconds, I believe is what that is.
Audio seek time, 10. Audio seek time, 30. Audio seek time, 60. Audio seek time, 60.
You can have up to 1 minute.
Audio seek time, 2.
That's if you're playing audio.
Lock beep, yes.
Lock beep, as you heard it beep when I had the device locked, so I have that set.
Automatic file advancement, no.
Automatic file advancement, so when it finishes reading one book, it can move on to the next. That's kind of cool.
File lock, no.
And you can lock files.
Set date and time.
So that's a bit of what the menu looks like. A couple more things I will do.
Page number 172.
including I will show you how alarms work. Well, first let's take a look at what time
Set
it
date
is.
and file lock. Set date and time.
So I'm going to exit this menu by pressing 0.
Reading keypad.
And it responds with reading keypad. If I press and hold 2, just seeing what time it was on my end to see if it's holding up. But if I press and hold 2,
12:47 a.m. Wednesday, June 28, 2023.
it gives us the time and date. And just press and hold 2 to get that. Now, if we press and hold 0,
set alarm minute 0.
Set alarm minute. Let's say 50.
59. 52.
I'm pressing the 4 key
51. 50.
to select 50. I could try for 49.
49.
I'll press 8.
Hour 12.
That's what I want, 12
AM PM AM.
a.m.
Day of month 28.
And you could specify by day of month.
Day of week Wednesday.
These are all correct.
Month June. Year 2023. Recurring once.
You can have it recur once,
Daily.
daily,
Weekly.
weekly,
Monthly.
monthly,
Yearly.
yearly,
Once.
once.
Sound external beep.
For sound, you can have external beep,
Internal beep.
internal beep,
External beep and file.
external beep and file,
Internal beep and file.
internal beep and file,
External beep.
or external beep.
Internal beep. External beep.
I'll leave it on external beep, which is the built-in speaker.
Minute 49.
And let's save this. I'll press 5.
Time is past. Cancel alarm.
Oh, wait.
C. Crazy. And starting out alone in the morning.
Oh. So time had already passed. Let's try this again.
12:49 a.m. Wednesday, June 28, 2023. Set alarm minute 0. 50. 51. 12:51 a.m. Wednesday, June 28, 2023. Exit alarm.
Okay. Oh, I can't go by that time. Okay, let's check.
12:49 a.m. Wednesday, June 28, 2023.
Let's see if I can just change it real quick. So if I press and hold 0 again, let's see what happens.
Set alarm minute 0. 59. 51. 50. Time is past. Cancel alarm.
Oh, okay. Let's see if this one goes off at 51. So I can let you hear the speaker. Now the external speaker that it has, I think is what this is using. Actually now I'm confused about what I just said before. We'll see in a second. But it does have a small speaker on board, and that is only used for alarms and for the lock beep. It's very minimal. You can't, listen to a book with it. It just provides those two features, that you'd be able to hear an alarm go off and know that your keypad is locked. So let's just wait and we'll see what happens. So there you go. Does those beeps periodically. I think it's up to 5 minutes if I remember correctly from the manual. So let's see if we press 2.
Alarm occurred 12:51 a.m. Wednesday, June 28, 2023.
And it just tells us what time it is.
Morning went on.
And there we go.
Lover's Lane as far as the brook.
So that is the alarm feature. Now one more thing I think I'll show with the old book port, just to give you a sense of how it worked, is that you can record. But I'm going to warn you right now, the recording quality is terrible. But I guess I shouldn't say that, because I'm sure anyone who used it back in 2003 thought, this is awesome, I can record. But the quality just is not there. So what we're going to do is if we press and hold the E key. Hey everyone, we are recording using the book port. I don't think this is going to sound very good, but it doesn't hurt to do it anyway, just to see what happens. I mean, old tech is fun to play with, right? So why not? Let's go ahead. I'll stop this recording now in a second, and we'll hear what we get. So to stop it, I'm going to press the 2 key. And I think we're on the recording, so I could just hit 2 to play it. Hey everyone, we are recording using the book port. I don't think this is going to sound very good, but it doesn't hurt to do it anyway, just to see what happens. I mean, old tech is fun to play with, right? So why not? Let's go ahead. I'll stop this recording now in a second, and we'll hear what we get. So to stop it, I'm going to press the 2 key. Oh my goodness, like hear that whiny background noise? That's pretty bad. Let's do another one. I'll press and hold the E key again. That's the middle, in the last row of keys, the middle key. Let's do that. That was horrible, but I guess that's what's to be expected. That was horrible, but I guess that's what's to be expected. No, not fun, is it? So we can go back to our book, I believe, by pressing star.
Voice memo 12:52 a.m. 6:28. Voice memo 12:10 a.m.
Oh no, we actually want to do is press
2023
0 and star together. Let's try that.
File.
And
Brooke.
Yep, we're back. Now, navigating back to our voice memos, we can do that by pressing pound to move through all of our books.
Summer. Just enough programming logic and design.
There's the textbook.
Notes folder.
And now we're on our folders. So we have notes.
Memo folder.
Memo.
Last folder. Memo folder.
That's our last folder. So I have, if I press 0 and pound together.
File. Voice memo 12:10 a.m. 6:28. 2023.
I imagine this is the one we just did. And we're recording, I think. Oh no, that's when I recorded earlier this morning.
Voice memo 12:52 a.m. 6:28. 2023.
Hey everyone, we are recording. So I'm pressing star and pound to move through these.
Voice memo 12:05 a.m. 6:22. 2023. Voice memo 12:05 a.m. 6:22.
Alright, we're recording on the book port for it. Some random recordings here that I've made. So that gives you a good sense of it. Let's press star and 0 to back out.
Memo folder.
And this time, since we weren't already in a book, it just brought us back to the folder list. And we could find a file to read. Very cool.
Just enough programming logic and design.
Now, the other thing I didn't mention is that E key, if we press it, will also take us right into the help file.
Help. Press help again to exit flexible navigation when you read electronic text. Book port lets you move through the text by letter, word, sentence, or line, paragraph, and page. It lets you move through digital audio files by 3 levels of phrase detection, which are categorized by sentence, paragraph, and section. If you send a DAISY digital talking book to a unit, you also enjoy the additional navigation provided by that file type. This often includes pages and chapters in audiobooks. So, there we go. Let's exit this by pressing E again. Exit help. Return to file. Just enough programming logic and design.
So I think that's everything. Go ahead and lock this.
Locked.
That is everything, I think, with this old book port. Very interesting piece of AT history, if you ask me. I mean, I can see how these were popular. And the one thing I will say is battery life on this seems incredible. I've been playing with this for quite a while because I've had this one, for about 12 years now, I think. And it's mind-blowing how long it lasts. And I think a big part of that could be that I'm using the alkaline batteries in this, like not rechargeable. And that's a thing that's kind of different about this. Just real quick, I'll let you hear this lock beep. So if I press keys, that's fun. And of course we could press the 1 and 3 keys together to unlock. So that is a look at the bookport from the American Printing House for the Blind. It does have some other features, including the ability to create notes and type in Braille, but I cannot master that for some reason. You're supposed to turn the device sideways like this, and then the keys kind of change in such a way that you're supposed to be able to type Braille, but I can't figure it out. I don't know, the thumb Braille that came on the newer Bookport Plus was a lot easier for me to figure out. And I might as well, I'll just mention that a little bit of the kind of continuation. So of course, the Victor Reader Stream here was available in 2007. Then a number of other book players came on the market, and APH returned to the book player market with the introduction of their Bookport Plus in 2010. Now, it's too bad I didn't actually think to get that out. I should have, but oh well. And that, of course, added a lot of changes, very different hardware. But similar to this, they based it on another product, the Plex Talk Pocket. Now, if you're interested in that, actually, I would encourage you to see my video from last summer, where I did a pretty thorough video comparing the Bookport Plus and the Plex Talk Pocket, which are, of course, the same hardware, but have a bit of different software. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check it out. Alright, well, I think that's going to do it for this look at the Bookport. If you have any questions about it, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below. If there's something you'd like me to see if I can demonstrate, just let me know and I'll see what I can work out. And of course, as usual, if you're not subscribed already, what are you waiting for? I've got lots of cool stuff planned that I think you won't want to miss, so I'd encourage you to subscribe and get ready for that. And turn on notifications so you always stay up to date. Now, other than that, thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.
We hope you have enjoyed this video. If so, please subscribe for more, and feel free to comment. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, at Gallagher123123. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon.